Okay, let's see, 10 gallons of blue paint per week at a cost of $35 per gallon. I'm sorry, I'm still doing taxes. We're talking with Randy Wooten, who's a member of the backup group for the Blue Man Group, and they are here in town opening tonight and running through this Sunday. Randy, welcome.
Welcome. Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
Randy hails from Syracuse, so we can almost call you a neighbor, although
That's
you
right.
did not graduate from Syracuse. You went to Boston.
Correct. After graduating high school, I grew up in Manlius, New York, a suburb of Syracuse. I went to Boston, Massachusetts, attended the New England Conservatory of Music, and I worked as a musician for many years in Boston and was lucky enough to find my way into the Blue Man show in Boston. They have a sit-down show in Boston. So
now, I know one named Philip Stanton, but you say that Philip had two other friends that together, the three of them, came up with the idea for this concept.
Chris, Matt, and Phil from New York City, yes. They started messing around with some ideas and started this show in the late 80s, early 90s. I believe the New York show opened in 91.
Have they ever said where the germ of the idea came from?
I'm sure there's a lot of explanations for that, but yeah, it was basically to create this sort of character that was innocent and had ways of expressing itself through art and music and sound.
And you said they're very engaging with the audience.
Yes.
They like to include the audience.
Yes. The show is really about a communal experience. You're not going to see a story told on stage. You're actually going to participate in an experience, and that's really what the show is about. It's opening your senses to wonder and sound and sight and just sort of having an experience for 2 hours, kind of losing yourself in it.
So many people that see this show cannot wait until they can see it again, and you're going to be here for 3 days.
We are, yes. There are still tickets available, and we'll be here all weekend. Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sundays.
Randy, it begs the question, you know, theme park characters are not allowed to talk once they're in the costume. So once these guys put on the paint, do they go silent? They don't talk to anybody?
They are in the character for sure, and the band members as well. We have characters as well. We play sort of a shamanic role. We help the Blue Men communicate with the audience through music. That's sort of a big part of the role of the musician.
You play drums?
I do, yes.
You're the drummer. How big is the group that backs them up?
There are the 3 Blue Men are the 3 actor performers, and then the band comprises of 2 drummers and 2 string musicians as well. So there's 4 total on the tour.
Do they travel with backups? Because, I mean, they may be blue, but they're human. They can get sick. What happens? Do they have stand-ins?
Yes, we have 4 Blue Men on the road with us, so there is one that sits out per show. The musicians do not. The 4 musicians play every show. So.
All right, now I have to believe that besides in Buffalo, you may have several of these going on around the country. How many Blue Men around the country are there? Has there ever been a total taken?
Well, it's a small community group of performers and musicians. We do have sit-down shows in New York, Las Vegas, Orlando, Chicago, Boston, and Berlin. They all have their own casts. This tour itself is its own cast traveling, so there's a handful of performers, but it's still a tight community.
I just cannot imagine what an audition session must be like, people trying to get in this group.
Yes, it's different for each role. The Blue Men have their own roles to audition for, and the musicians have a different process. We usually come in and play through some of the pieces and get a sense of how people deal with the music itself. So.
And Blue Man Group's been around a while. I'm sure the show has evolved along with the technology of the times.
Oh,
we
yes.
saw some things. They're up there working with interactive screens.
Yes, exactly.
Like we do on our phones.
Yes, and the tour is one of the first shows to incorporate some of those new elements.
That's wonderful. All right, folks, you got a chance tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday to see this phenomenal group at Shays Performing Arts Center downtown on Main Street. And you can call Ticketmaster 1-800-745-3000, Ticketmaster.com, or Shays.org. Randy, thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome to town.
All right, excellent.
All right, looking forward to a great show. Folks, stay there. We're going to be right back.
Rods and cones. The rods are more numerous and specialize in night vision. However, they do not respond to color. If you only had rods, the world